books all your life.
Yep.
So it
Yeah,
was really easy for you to become an author, or you took a lot of time to deciding to do this?
Oh, well, I've been trying to be an author for a while, but I faced a lot of rejection like most authors do. And my job, during the day was writing, because I was a copywriter for an ad agencies. And I just found if you write all day, you don't feel like writing all night too. So
Exactly.
finally, after I was partway through the story, I realized I was never going to finish it unless I put my novel first in the morning before work, and then whatever I had left over for my clients was all they got. And that's really how it worked out. I just had to get up really early and write early, and then work.
Wow. And I was gonna ask you, are you a rower?
Yes.
Yes, that's why Elizabeth is a rower as well. She ended up being a rower.
I had to put something in the book I knew, because I'm not a chemist and I'm not a cook. And so, and I'm not a single mom. I mean, there are just so many things, but I put rowing in because I knew it and I didn't have to research it, but also because rowing is the sport of balance. Chemical equations always must be balanced. It's the science of balance, chemistry is. And then in the book, there's a balance between dark and light that I wanted to achieve. So overall, there's a sense of balance. We have an imbalance between the sexes of men and women, and that's why there's always so much conflict.
Yes, I love the analogy you gave us. Well, Elizabeth thought about it, that the sky is full of stars and 50% of the stars are women. So
that's right.
It was really good. You made us think a lot throughout this, like spots of chemistry she gave us, or her inner voice. It was great.
Oh, thank you. Well,
Also,
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I wanted to add about the rowing that I think that it's also important because it's a sports team. The rowing doesn't work if one of them is missing. And I think that as chemists, she lived in an environment that it's very selfish with their work. They don't want to share it. They don't want to play team. So it's kind of, as you say, like this balance in because she knew how to play a team, but this environment, this chemist environment, didn't let her, and all the feminist thing, and that they didn't want her to succeed. But it's also like I see that as she can be a teammate, right?
You are exactly right about that. In rowing, the strange thing about rowing, besides the fact that I think it's the only sport done backwards, is that if you don't row together as a team, if you don't leave your ego on the dock, and you have to row well, but you have to row with these other people, no matter if you don't like them or whatever, your boat won't go fast if you don't cooperate with each other. And so at the beginning of every race, the goal, of course, is to win. And the only way a boat wins is when everyone decides they have the same goal and they work together and they help each other in the boat during the whole roll, because you can tell if the person in front of you is struggling or the person behind you is struggling, and you can do small things to help them. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if work was that way? That we know, for instance, we'd love to have a cure for cancer, but there's a lot of competition and ego that stands in the ways of these things. And if we just had this goal and we decided, yeah, you know what, the goal is more important than my petty, my petty ego, then we would get a lot further, a lot faster.
And also as women, because that's an analogy when Elizabeth has this nemesis and then they start working together throughout the book. But at first they were opposites, and there were only two women in a world full of men, and they were not getting along. After they saw in each other a lot of coincidence and a lot of things that they are very similar, and they start growing in a way together and try to understand that when we add more women to our boat and we start rowing together, it will have better results.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what I was hoping people would pick up on. And I think that also saying, you know, specifically about women, because certainly that one character, Miss Frask, she's very sexist herself. And women can be very sexist and they can hurt other women. And it doesn't make sense because women really need to support each other in the workplace. And so when they actually harm each other, they don't, no one moves forward. No one. Yeah.
Exactly.